What's up, guys and girls? It's me, Mr. DJ's Edge, back once again. Literally, I know I've no ads, so this is going to be a video, quick, short, sharp video. UFC 178, John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. Just going to give my thoughts really in terms of how big I think this fight's going to be, whether it's actually pre-done in terms of hyping up the fight between Daniel Cormier and John Jones, and whether the brawl between them was actually a good thing or a bad thing, and whether they should be penalised. Personally, if it was any other fight, I do believe that fighters would be penalised, but because it's the main event, they're not going to get penalised. Not yet. They're big prime time fighters. They're like the poster boys, you know, like John Cena is the poster boy for WWE. John Jones is kind of like the poster boy for the UFC, and he's got a really good track record. Personally, I was rooting for him when he was just coming up, and just before he got the belt. So it's good to see him have this. But personally, the brawl I think between them is actually quite real. Daniel Cormier and John Jones. I don't know if you saw the ESPN interview, but before they aired it, there was actually a video that's been leaked of them talking, and John Jones acts completely different as Daniel Cormier says. And just because of that, and just because of the unsportsmanship of John Jones, I really want Daniel Cormier to win, just because he is the most sportsman person out of the two. I think John Jones does underestimate Daniel Cormier. The actual conflict between these actually first apparently sparked up backstage at a UFC event, whereby John Jones didn't really know who Daniel Cormier is. John Jones thought Daniel Cormier got offended because he's a two-time Olympian wrestling champion. And John Jones went, "Oh, I'll take you down." And John Jones feels like that he's thought that personally. But in my opinion, I think John Jones has been a little bit too cocky lately. I don't understand what he's doing. Daniel Cormier should definitely shut him down at UFC 178. But we'll just see how good John Jones really is when he comes up against Daniel Cormier. But that's about it, to be honest with you. But when you look at other UFC fighters, and if they was to do that at a UFC conference, I reckon they would both, or whatever fighter would get literally sacked, or like they'd have a suspension without a doubt. But I think this has actually done the UFC pretty good, because I reckon it makes the fight more interesting. I think it will actually have more pay-per-view buys due to this in the US, because more people want to see the fight, just because of the conflicts that has actually happened towards the build-up of the fight. I think it's actually quite a good thing for the UFC. Hopefully this won't happen too often though, as I feel that it could actually be damaging for the sport in the long run. I reckon it could become as if every fight they've got to build it up to like something that is bigger than what it actually is, if you know what I mean. Hopefully this isn't the case, and this is actually real, real conflict. But saying that, in the sport of MMA, we all do want sportsmanship to be shown. In this case, we don't know. Anyway, it's been me, Mr. DJ's Edge. Don't forget to subscribe below, I do believe it is. I will be uploading a little bit more frequently than what I have been. Just I've been busy lately, got a new job, etc., etc. So until next time, guys. Sweet, peace.